Hi guys, how are you? I hope that okay. German famous SPG StuG.III. So we have a good kit for it, I guess one of the cheapest scale models of StuG.III SPGs on the market, with a good quality, right from such a box, and we have an assembled kit from one of the previous episodes. Fresh project, I can say, not complicated kit that can be quickly assembled. Yes, it's called Blitz series, and it also has some inbox upgrades available here, metallic grills, cables, and some other stuff. So how we can paint it? Instruction gives us numerous options, from easiest single tonal yellow camo to more complicated options, like two-colored camo variants, and all of these options not bad. So the first one would be the easiest in the work, and we have here the most difficult option. Well, I think I will choose it. So such a three-tonal camo with narrow chaotic stripes of brown and green colors, and we can mark it as a Monte Cassino Operation Unit Italy 1943. So what we have to do before painting? I guess we can disassemble some details to make our painting works a little bit easier. How difficult this process depends on kit and your previous work. I glued here several details on extra small drops of glue, so now I can easily remove some details here, and I can do it without any damage. Also, our caterpillars have enough strength and flexibility to be easily disassembled, and I think it's a feature of this kit. So not so many details here in general that can be disassembled. Rollers, caterpillars, commander's cupola, and the machine gun, and that's all, I guess. Tanks usually have turrets that you can dismount, but this is not a tank. Okay, when ready, all that rollers and other details were installed on toothpicks with the help of superglue gel, and that makes our painting works much easier. Typical process in general. All we need now is to proceed this kit to the painting box and start work with the paints. Well, as for me, assembling process is kinda more interesting than painting, but it's just for me. At first, as usual, model was degreased and cleaned out of dust. I use for this purpose white spirit from TAKOM directly from my airbrush. Valuable initial step finished, and now we can apply primer. I will use black primer from Micha series from Vallejo for this purpose. We can also mix it a little bit with a gray primer, or just take a gray primer, and it gives us tone close to rubber color for rollers, so we simplify our painting process of rollers at least. But the base color would be yellow, so maybe black primer not the best solution here, maybe the yellow one would be the best. But I forget about it. So our main task is to carefully paint the whole vehicle, all kit, all details that were prepared. Maybe I prepare here a little bit too much tint paints, but this primer gives us an opportunity to do some mistakes. Well, here is our pretty result. Next steps would be more difficult, I guess. So you can use any acrylic or not acrylic paints for your kits. I use mostly paints from Vallejo, sometimes AK Interactive, ICM, Tamiya, and some others. So we need 3 tones for imitation of typical German camo. And basic color would be here kinda dark yellow, classical color for German vehicles from mid to later periods of war. Actually, better solution could be usage of primer for the same color. But anyway, why not? Let's apply one more layer of color here. So we carefully painting the whole kit with the airbrush. This paint could be used directly from the bottle, I guess, but I thinned just a little it. I use here a K Interactive dark yellow acrylic. This part of the rollers we paint with the help of special ruler with the trofred circles. Such a tool or similar one is a must-have, I think, for rollers painting. Here we have our result for this moment. Looks not bad, actually. Well, yellow color may be too yellow, but after all there will be two more colors, and then maybe a filter, varnish, so the final result would be not the same as now. The green and brown we can use it according to instruction, as the painting guides shows us, but actually this camo is chaotic. So we can use here not too much strict pattern, because the camo is chaotic. Good news that only upper part of SPG must be covered with this weird camo. Let's try. And yes, painting process was difficult due to old paints that I found in my collection, and cheap airbrush plays its work as well. So I skipped that painful steps, but in general we have such a result, and I think it can be, it's normal. I want to make this camo more plain. For this purpose we can cover everything here with a layer of such a filter for 3-tonal camo from MMIC. And if we take this liquid directly from the bottle we can make a mistake, because it's too much concentrated inside the bottle, so I think we have to thin it in 1:1 proportion with white spirit, and we can try our mix on the bottom part of this kit, which anyway could be covered with some dusty pigments, and we can see how the filter works here, and actually not good. It looks like dust, but not that dust that we want to achieve. And let's thin this filter even more, till 1:3 proportions, where 3 is a thinner. And yes, that's much better condition, and we want to apply it over the upper surfaces of our kit to equalize our camo, not to make it dusty. So we can do it with the help of big soft brush, cover the whole model, but avoid to leave excess amount of this filter in the gaps. But as for this brownish filter, it's not a big deal, because in further steps we will anyway cover kit with additional layer of dark wash. So we received such a result, and on this stage looks not bad. If we need, we can repeat the same procedure to receive more intensive filtering here. What we can do next is painting process of different small details, like towing cables, instruments, machine gun, and some other details that we have on our SPG. Gunmetal color mostly used here, also brownish and ochre colors for wooden parts or bakelite parts. Interesting stage of painting works well if we use proper extra small hand brush. After all, previous stages of work were fixed with a fine layer of gloss varnish, and that allows us to apply decals and oil wash. We have several options for markings, but as we choose such a little bit weird tonal camo, we have to use Monte Cassino markings for this scale model. Sturmgeschützbrigade 242, I'm not good in German, Monte Cassino, and I use here as usual preparational liquids from Vallejo. Such a decal fixer and glossy surfaces is a must-have to apply decals on it. So we extract decals from our cart, then put them into water and then apply on the armor. Decals fragile, so have to be careful with them. We have markings from all the sides, crosses, letters, regiment emblems, and so on. They looks good here. In the end we cover decals with one more liquid called Decal softener, actually alcohol-based liquid. And after all, we will cover them with one more layer of glossy varnish. Finally, decals fixed and to wash as well, everything was covered with one more thin layer of gloss varnish. Now we can stop on this stage or to provide some additional weathering effects. For example, we can add oil dots technique. Just applying small dots because it's easier to blend them than the bigger amount of oils. We use here dark brownish, mostly green and grey oils in small amount. From darker tone to lighter, from ground to upper surfaces of this kit. I use here special modeling oils, but mostly oils for paintings, not specified for scale models, but they are suitable here as well. And actually it's a stage which is a good place for different experiments, but I want to achieve kinda moderate and a low level of visual effects, so I almost totally blend these oils on the kit. But if you want to achieve kinda older or more used vehicle, you can leave much more oils on it. And also with the almost dry soft brush and a basic yellow color, I added here a little bit kinda chipping effects, only over brown and green camo spots. All that soft effects would be more visible after a final layer of matte coat, because glossiness hides the previous effects. Also with a dry brush and rust acrylic paint we can simply weather spare truck links a little, maybe exhausting pipes. And the truck links would be somewhere here. So now finally I will cover this kit, these StuG.III with a matte varnish and adjust all details that left, rollers, caterpillars. After that we can add silvering on caterpillars with a dry brush technique. To scratch tracks where the friction scratches that tracks to the metal, well, maybe it's too much, so in the end we will cover them with additional layer of dry dusty pigments. Now we can insert links on the correct place. Hopefully caterpillars here have more than enough strands and the level of connection is good as well. And in the end, with the help of super glue, I install supporting rollers. After that, several details will left: machine gun, commander's cupola and antennas. Finally, in the end, we received this kinda simple scale model, I mean, visually with a minimum of used effects on it and almost without any upgrades, only with in-box one. Dark dry pigment on the chassis parts, antennas from metallic wires. So TAKOM's kit itself is good solution. Not expensive, but with a high level of details and with a good connection. Yep, there were some unclear moments in instruction and some additional work with rollers, but in general it's good. So such a StuG.III Ausf G, maybe feature inside Commander's Cupola, could make this kit more interesting. And as for me, previous kit Panzer 38 from Italy looks a little bit more exciting, but anyway, why not? Such a result, and we have a lot of more kits to build. You can leave your opinion in comments if you want, and as usually, thank you for watching, have a nice day, hope you enjoy and see you next time, bye!